Q6044. When a learner uses excuses to justify inadequate performance, it is an indication of the defense mechanism known as A. Fantasy, B. Displacement, C. Rationalization. The correct answer is C. When a learner uses excuses to justify inadequate performance, it is an indication of the defense mechanism known as rationalization. Rationalization is a defense mechanism that involves creating logical or plausible explanations or justifications for one's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors in order to reduce feelings of guilt, shame, or discomfort. It is a way for individuals to make excuses or provide seemingly reasonable explanations for their actions or shortcomings. In the context of inadequate performance, a learner may engage in rationalization to protect their self-esteem or alleviate feelings of incompetence. They may offer external factors or circumstances as reasons for their underperformance, rather than accepting personal responsibility or acknowledging their own limitations or lack of effort. By using rationalization, learners can preserve their self-image and avoid confronting the reality of their inadequate performance. It allows them to attribute their shortcomings to external factors that are beyond their control, thereby maintaining a sense of self-worth and minimizing feelings of failure or inadequacy. It's important to note that while rationalization may provide temporary relief from negative emotions, it can hinder personal growth and learning. By not taking ownership of their shortcomings, learners may miss opportunities for self-improvement, learning from mistakes, or seeking support and guidance to enhance their performance. Educators and instructors can help learners by creating a supportive and non-judgmental learning environment. By promoting a growth mindset and encouraging self-reflection, learners can develop the ability to accept constructive feedback, take responsibility for their actions, and develop more effective strategies for improvement. 6044-1. A student pilot blames the failure of a practical exam on an unfair evaluation by the examiner. This demonstrates the defense mechanism known as A. Rationalization, B. Projection, C. Denial. The correct answer is B. When a student pilot blames the failure of a practical exam on an unfair evaluation by the examiner, it demonstrates the defense mechanism known as projection. Projection is a defense mechanism in which individuals attribute their own undesirable thoughts, feelings, or characteristics to someone else. Instead of acknowledging their own shortcomings or taking responsibility for their failure, individuals project those qualities onto others, perceiving them as the source of the problem or as having those negative traits. In this scenario, the student pilot is projecting their own inadequacy or inability to perform successfully onto the examiner. By blaming the examiner's unfair evaluation, the student pilot avoids accepting personal responsibility for their failure and shifts the focus away from their own performance. Projection allows individuals to protect their self-esteem and maintain a positive self-image by externalizing their negative qualities or experiences. It serves as a defense mechanism to alleviate feelings of guilt, shame, or disappointment. It's important to note that projection can hinder personal growth and learning because it prevents individuals from facing and addressing their own challenges or areas for improvement. By attributing their failure to external factors, individuals may miss opportunities for self-reflection, self-correction, and growth. Educators and instructors can help students by creating a supportive and non-judgmental learning environment. By promoting self-awareness, accountability, and constructive feedback, students can develop the ability to take ownership of their actions, learn from failures, and strive for improvement. 6048. When learners subconsciously use the defense mechanism called rationalization, they A. Use excuses to justify acceptable behavior. B. Cannot accept the real reasons for their behavior. C. Fake a belief opposite to their true belief because the true belief causes anxiety. The correct answer is B. When learners subconsciously use the defense mechanism called rationalization, it indicates that they cannot accept the real reasons for their behavior. Rationalization is a defense mechanism where individuals provide logical or seemingly reasonable explanations for their thoughts, feelings, or actions in order to reduce feelings of guilt, shame, or discomfort. It involves creating justifications or excuses that may not necessarily reflect the true underlying reasons for their behavior. In the context of this question, when learners employ rationalization, it suggests that they are unable to accept or confront the genuine motives or causes behind their behavior. They may offer plausible reasons or explanations that are more socially acceptable or less anxiety-provoking than the true reasons. By engaging in rationalization, learners can protect their self-esteem, avoid facing uncomfortable truths, or defend against negative emotions. It allows them to maintain a sense of coherence and consistency in their self-perception, even if the rationalizations may not align with the underlying reality. It's important to note that while rationalization can provide temporary relief from negative emotions, it can hinder self-awareness, personal growth, and the development of more authentic behavior patterns. By not acknowledging the real reasons for their behavior, learners may miss opportunities for self-reflection, addressing underlying issues, or making positive changes. Educators and instructors can create a supportive and non-judgmental learning environment that encourages self-reflection, introspection, and open dialogue. By fostering a climate of psychological safety, learners may feel more comfortable exploring their true motivations and understanding the underlying factors influencing their behavior. This can promote personal growth, self-awareness, and the development of healthier coping strategies. 6051. The process of psychologically counterbalancing perceived weaknesses by emphasizing strength in other areas is A. Projection. B. Compensation. C. Rationalization. The correct answer is B. The process of psychologically counterbalancing perceived weaknesses by emphasizing strength in other areas is called compensation. Compensation is a defense mechanism that individuals use to address feelings of inadequacy or perceived weaknesses by focusing on and emphasizing their strengths in other areas. It involves redirecting attention and efforts towards areas where they feel more competent or successful in order to compensate for perceived deficiencies. For example, if an individual feels insecure about their physical appearance, they may compensate by excelling in academics or developing exceptional artistic skills. By emphasizing their strengths in these other areas, they bolster their self-esteem and create a sense of balance. Through compensation, individuals attempt to restore a psychological equilibrium and protect their self-image. By highlighting their strengths and achievements, they can offset or counterbalance the perceived weaknesses or shortcomings they may feel in other aspects of their lives. It's important to note that compensation is not necessarily a negative or maladaptive process. It can serve as a healthy coping mechanism, allowing individuals to build upon their strengths and cultivate a sense of self-worth. However, if compensation becomes excessive or the sole focus of one's self-esteem, it may lead to an imbalanced self-perception or an avoidance of addressing underlying issues. Educators and instructors can play a role in supporting learners' healthy compensation by recognizing and encouraging their strengths, while also providing opportunities for growth and development in areas where they may perceive weaknesses. By fostering a balanced and growth-oriented approach, learners can develop a realistic self-perception and continue to expand their capabilities. 6051-1. When a learner attempts to disguise a weak or undesirable quality by emphasizing a more positive one, this is a defense mechanism in the form of A. Rationalization. B. Submission. C. Compensation. The correct answer is C. When a learner attempts to disguise a weak or undesirable quality by emphasizing a more positive one, it is a defense mechanism in the form of compensation. Compensation is a psychological process where individuals try to counterbalance or make up for perceived weaknesses, deficiencies, or shortcomings by emphasizing their strengths or positive qualities. It involves directing attention, effort, or resources toward areas in which they feel more capable or successful. In the context of this question, When a learner tries to mask a weak or undesirable quality by highlighting a more positive attribute, they are employing compensation. By emphasizing their strengths, skills, or positive qualities, they seek to compensate for or offset the negative perception of the weak or undesirable quality. Through compensation, learners aim to maintain a positive self-image, boost their self-esteem, or reduce feelings of inadequacy. It allows them to present a more favorable or balanced view of themselves, both to others and to themselves. It's important to note that while compensation can be a natural and adaptive response to address perceived weaknesses, excessive or rigid reliance on compensation may hinder personal growth or prevent individuals from addressing underlying issues. It is essential for learners to develop a realistic and balanced self-perception and engage in continuous self-improvement. Educators and instructors can support learners by promoting a growth mindset, encouraging self-reflection, and providing opportunities for development in areas where learners may feel weaker or less confident. By fostering an environment that values effort, progress, and individual strengths, instructors can help learners develop a healthy approach to compensation that promotes personal growth and resilience.